And we're live. What is up, everybody? Arn Hawaii here. Japanese tutor, what's going on, my dude?
Not much. I'm super hyped for the games today and amazing. I got my anime shirt. Is this enough anime for you guys? Help me. I need to be a weeb. Help me.
yo, yo, bro, you got to get something more like this. You got to get your One Piece. You got to get your One Piece going. Something like that. We'll help you out. We'll help you out. The community will help you better
Okay.
weebify yourself.
Thank you. Please.
In the in the meantime, we had a super exciting first day yesterday. So I want to take a look at the bracket real quick so people can know where we are at so far. Yesterday, Rustage moves on, defeating Sidsnap 2-0 in I would say a very, very close match. And then after that, Giguk took the win home for the Trash Taste boys, and he's going to move on. Today, we have the other half of the bracket. Revel House versus Anime Man first, and then we'll follow up with Sea Dog VA versus Super Eye Patch Wolf. So, JT, excited?
Oh man, I can't wait to see the level of chess. I think that both D and Joey are gonna bring a lot of heat to this match, and I'm excited to commentate on it. And then obviously the long-awaited Sea Dog VA. Will he be able to back up all of the talk that he was talking, all of the smack? Will he be able to back that up? I'm waiting to see.
Well, and you know, one of the other interesting things is that people may notice, if you look at the bracket, we started out with each pairing being one student of yours versus one student of National Master James Canty. And so far, one of each has moved on. So pretty interesting storyline there. I'm kind of wondering, are we going to see that in the finals? Maybe it goes down to the very end.
Let's see.
We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, you're going to stay as impartial as possible. Wink, wink.
Right. I'm the totally non-biased commentator.
All right, well, these players are playing for a chunk of the $5,000 prize pool. First place, $2,000. Second place, $1,000. There will be a third place match to determine who gets that $800. And you know, before we dive into all of the other stuff, the chess, I want to bring us back to chess for just a moment. Maybe spend a little bit of time before the games begin. You know, we mentioned a lot like opening principles, especially you know yesterday, right? We sort of start off every game talking about like watching the players, seeing if they're gonna do all of the right things in the opening. So I wanted to ask you to maybe demonstrate for everybody, like, what do we mean by that? What do we mean by opening principles?
Sure. So opening principles are a set of guidelines, not rules, but guidelines that you should follow to achieve a good opening or not get in trouble in the opening at least. If you follow these guidelines, for the most part, you'll be okay, right? And it's not an exact set move order, but it's more of ideas, right? So the idea, and I'll just make random moves for black just to illustrate what's happening, like play a6. The idea is to target these four squares, right? So you have e4 here, e5, d4, and d5, right? This is the center. And why do you want to target the center? Really amazing idea, right? Let's just go back one move. And if I play something like this, not a bad move, not the best move. Why? Because I'm limiting my potential. If I'm on the side, on the queen side, I can only attack on the queen side and to the center. Conversely, if I'm on the king side, I can only attack on the king side and to the center. But if we play in the center, I can attack in the center, I can attack to the king side and to the queen side, and we're keeping our options flexible, right? So, okay, a6, and then d4. This is something that I went over with my students that you need to control the center. If your opponent does not play in the center, you just try to take as much space as possible. It's there for you, right? And then after we do that, we can start developing our minor pieces.
Right, and by minor pieces, for those of you at home, we're talking about the knights and the bishops, right?
Yes. Exactly right. So knights and bishops. And you usually want to develop your knights before your bishop. And this is something that I went over with Sea Dog. Why knights before bishops? For some of us who are more experienced players, we probably have heard this, but we don't really understand it. And I'm here to clear it up for you guys. Okay. So if we take a look at this position, we can develop our bishop, right? We can develop this bishop. We can put it to E2, D3, or C4. B5, it's gonna, you decide whether that's good enough for you. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend it.
That's cowboy move.
Yeah, they'll just take you, right? So they have a lot of possibilities, right? They're very flexible. Same thing for this bishop, right? It can go to D2, to E3, to F4, and we're not going to go here, right? So we have all these squares that it can go to. Great. Now, how about the knights? Now, the knights, if we go to the side, they actually become worse pieces. And I know you guys like my phrases, so I want you to remember this phrase now. Knights on the rim are dim. Okay, knights on the rim are dim. Basically, what that means is the knights on the rim don't really have a future, and you cut off a lot of their potential squares. If it's on the rim, it can only go to 4 squares. And actually, let me highlight those for you. 1, 2, right? Potentially, they can go to 4 squares. Now, if we go to E2, we can go to 6 squares, right? And remember, we want to stay as flexible as possible. So if we go to F3, we go to 8 squares, right? And I think I'm pretty good at math. I think 8 is more than 6.
It's a little bit more, yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Just a little bit.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Can you confirm that?
Yeah, I have my sister's husband is a math professor.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna use a phone a friend here. All right, and so the knight usually wants to go to this square. So basically, the knight really only has 1 square. So that's why they say, okay, use the less flexible piece to go out first, and then you develop your flexible pieces, because we don't know where they want to go. Maybe they want to go to E2. Maybe they want to go to D3, right? Maybe they want to go to C4. We don't know yet. Okay. And
so far we've talked about, right, controlling the center, developing your minor pieces. What else?
And so we're going to keep going. And then the next move, let's play a move like this. G6. Not a bad move at all. And now our next step, after we develop minor pieces, is to say, okay, we need to castle, right? We need to get our king safe. And also what castling does, and for those of you who do not know what castling is, let's just make a move. It's where nothing's in the way of the king and the rook. The king has not moved. The rook has not moved. The king is not in check, does not pass through check, or does not end up in check, right? And so the king can go 1, 2. It's almost like cheating because you're moving 2 pieces at once.
Yeah, and this is the only example in chess where you can move 2 pieces in the same turn.
Right. I heard in the second patch this is going to get nerfed, so look out for that. The devs are working on it, but
they've been saying that since the 1400s.
Yeah, exactly. So you can castle, and now your king is safe. And why is it safer than being in the middle? Remember that idea that if you're in the middle, you can attack the middle, the king side and the queen side, right? We drew these arrows before. Same thing if your king is in the center, right? If my king is in the center, I can get attacked from the king side, I can get attacked from the queen side, and I can get attacked from the center. That said, if I castle, there's only 2 possible ways. And if I have my pawns kind of blocking me as well, if I control the center, then they can't attack me from the center. So they only have 1 way to come at me, right? And so you want to castle. The next thing you want to do after you castle is you want to finish your development. So let's say they make a move. Finish your development, right? Bishop F4. It doesn't really matter where we put it. And then you want to connect your rooks. And what does that mean? You want to move your queen out of the way so your rooks can go to certain files and they protect each other. And then after you have that, now is where the real chess begins. Now you can start looking for pawn breaks. You can start looking for other stuff. And we don't have enough time to cover that. So if you do, I have a lot of educational videos on my channel, so just go check it out. And I'll stop shamelessly plugging myself every single time.
No, but for real, people should check out your content. It is really, really good. You take high level chess and you break it down and you make it palatable for beginners. So definitely go to Japanese Tutors channel on YouTube. And yes, so shameless plug having been done, we are gonna get set for Revel House versus the Anime Man, the first match of the night. The players are live, and so I'm gonna throw them on camera for a little bit. We got D getting ready. He's talking to his chat. Oh, look, he's saying like, I hope the universe is with me on this one. And the Anime Man is also live as well. Let me find him. And yeah, they're both hopping into live chess. They're getting ready. We're gonna be able to listen in on them throughout the tournament. And so if we bring it back here. I got the boys on camera. And I want to mention one more thing that we talked about yesterday, which is the eval bar. So anyone who's not used to watching chess on broadcast before, one of the things that we provide for you is a tool to have an idea of the strength or weakness of one player versus the other in any one position, is that bar on the left-hand side of the board that you see running up and down. So the engine is going to be constantly taking a look at the current position and then deciding who's better based on the position, the materials, the possibilities. And if white is taking up more space on that bar, it means that white has the advantage in the current moment. Now, the players cannot see this. They are just seeing the chessboard. So I'll bring Anime up for an example. He's just seeing his game and his clocks, and that is it. But we on the show will be able to draw arrows and highlight squares, and you'll be able to see the eval bar. And that way we could talk a little bit more in depth about what's happening in the game. So we are only a couple minutes away from the games kicking off, and we'll be following the players as soon as games start. We'll be ready. JT, what's up?
And you asked me what I think is going to happen. What do you think is going to happen?
What I think is going to happen? Well, okay, so I looked at the recent games from both players before the show. And the fact is they've both gotten better, right? Since their instruction, right? Every single competitor in the competition has received at least 1 hour of one-on-one training from either you or National Master James Canty. So they've gotten some quality advice. And I've watched them practice since then, and their games have improved. They are sticking to these opening principles that we discussed just earlier. Now, whether or not that's going to happen when the pressure is on, we're about to find out. I think this is actually either player's match to win today. Don't you think?
I think this is probably going to be the closest match that we're going to have in the tournament, honestly. They're both about the same rating, and they're both really nervous, but really hype. You can see it in both of their faces. They're ready for this.
Well, I know everybody in the chat across all platforms is also ready, and so the games have started. Here we go. And D gets the white pieces to start.
All right, E4. Very nice move. Yes, perfect. Okay, controlling the center immediately, both of them. And so I think we should start developing our pieces, right? Perfect example, right? Keep developing our minor pieces. Exactly what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
You see, they're playing perfect chess here.
So far, so good. And maybe let's listen in on D while we get these opening moves underway and see what he has to say as he talks himself through the opening.
He's playing safe. He's playing safe. So what would I counter with? Because I need to remember we have.
Yeah, let me destroy everybody's ears too. All right. The joys of producing and hosting, right?
Because do we want to start off with an exchange straight away? Not really. You know what?
So he's trying to decide if he wants to exchange right off the bat.
Just fill this out.
Of course, that's not really a great idea at the time.
And bishop c4. Look, you developed both minor pieces on the king side, and you are ready to castle. That is honestly the best thing to do.
Please just fuck up for me.
Wow.
For me, fuck up.
He's looking for knight g5, isn't he?
I beg.
To take on f7.
This might go into a fried liver attack, and for those of you who do not know what a fried liver attack is,
double knight straight away. And fair enough.
This can get quite tricky. It's actually seen a lot at the scholastic level. I teach chess to kids, and this happens, I would say, in 80% of their games. The white side goes for this because it's a very tactical kind of game. You sacrifice in some lines, you're gonna sacrifice a whole knight just to try to checkmate the opponent, whether it works or not.
Yeah, this is one of the earliest tricks in the book that beginning chess players learn. Right? It's one of the ones where you've gotta know the right responses to avoid it.
And here is a very, very popular trap that actually D fell into. And this is actually one that I showed him. I showed the anime man this trick, and I hope he can find it. And maybe you guys find it here. It's a way that black can equalize right out of the opening. Knight captures on e4, knight captures on e4, and d5. Now, d6, not a bad move. Not a bad move. And the reason that equalized was because you exchanged some pieces and you got the center. And going back to the same points, right? So castling, look, we developed 2 knights, a bishop, and we castled. And we don't have anything wrong with our position. These guys are playing amazing chess. These guys are playing, like, if I didn't see their rating right now, I would say they're about, like, this could be a 2200 level game right now. This could be a master level game.
Yeah,
right
it's solid openings and
super solid.
And so let's check in on the anime man now and see if he's talking himself through what's next. How is he gonna follow up with an attack? He's calculating right now.
Ooh. The sacrifice is not sound. And what I mean by not sound, I mean it's not good.
Yeah, you're just giving up a piece that was doing fine right where it was for a measly pawn.
But this might shake Joey. This might shake him and say, hey, I can't take this. Well, he did take it. One of the things that I told him is do not be scared of ghosts. Please do not be scared of ghosts. If you do not see what your opponent can do, if you calculate and there's nothing there, take it. It's up to your opponent to show you what's
so
there.
Now I can't castle. But
so I think already the anime man is winning, but this game is not won. There's actually a really nice phrase in chess. The hardest thing to do in chess is win a one game, because now all the pressure's on you. You're winning and you have to convert. Right, so keep that in mind. And this is a tournament. What is happening here? What is happening here? What did I miss?
And Joey, you can see he's asking at all. He's asking himself right now.
Can we see what the anime man is thinking
and
right now?
Well, you can see it in his in his face right now that he's totally bewildered.
What is happening? Okay, this is actually pretty but okay, it's still not over. I think the better move was to take the queen, right? Because when the knight went here, then this bishop was now open to take the queen. But right, so when the knight moved here, it opened up the diagonal for the queen. So you have to be very careful with pinned pieces. I said this yesterday. When you have that pressure on the pinned piece, remember PP on the PP.
Okay, and he notices it.
Great.
Gets it out
now
of danger.
there's another tactic here, and actually the queen is trapped. He finds it.
And there goes a rook. Anime man capitalizing. Let's listen in on D and see if he knows what's really happening here.
How much defense I have? There we go. So the smartest thing to do, well, the only thing I can do, is bring this here. But again, now he'll easily be able to take that. So I think I'm just gonna have to take the L with the queen. I'm gonna have to take the L with the queen, to be honest.
What? He's saying he's gonna let him have the queen?
Yikes.
What?
Actually, so the queen is actually lost. So if we can look at the position right here, so I've highlighted all of the squares for you guys. And just so you can see it, the queen cannot go anywhere. The queen is trapped. All of these squares are covered. Wait, he does not take the queen.
is happening?
Either they have the biggest brains in all of chess history, or I don't know what's happening.
I think it's just I think they're just so nervous. I think they're both they both want this so bad that they're
Right.
just they're not seeing the forest for the trees.
And so this knight is going to be very hard to get out. And I think just a move like f3 might do the trick. Yeah. And just
And
say,
there you
hey,
go.
I'm sorry, you have to leave. Oh man.
This is I you know, hey, I mean, we're getting off to a spicy start here. I absolutely love it.
But we can let them play their own kind of chess. Maybe they're comfortable with just being that rook and that knight up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the enemy man that's what he's looking for.
Now, if D can clear this bishop out of the way, he can get that knight back for the rook, and maybe just get back into the game. I mean, there's a weak pawn on B7 he can go after as well.
The knight can the knight can run. The knight can go to C2.
Wow, he's just given it a way out. Let's see if Anime Man can figure out how to save his knight.
And you know what? Maybe he didn't want to give away his light squared bishop, and I'll tell you why. Maybe was reading up on Fischer, where Fischer's light squared bishop was the strongest bishop in the world, and he was like, "I can't give him my light squared bishop for a queen." Maybe he is just he's using all of his 5-head brain just to do stuff here.
Well, let's listen in and see what that 5-head brain is saying right now.
I'm going to take this opportunity to at least give my bishop some breathing room. So, I'll most likely... Yeah, put a little bit more pressure on him. Okay. So, what I can do here...
Don't take with the knight first, right?
Do I give him it?
Please do not take with the knight.
No, I ain't gonna give it
and
just yet.
Okay,
So
great.
What I'm gonna do,
He moved the queen out of the way, and wow.
Okay,
Wow.
I got an idea.
And we also have to consider the time advantage.
Let's throw that there.
Or the anime man is actually playing
Don't think that's the
extremely
best idea.
quickly. And this might transition into an easier game because he's gonna have more time to think.
But I'm also banking on Joey to fuck up. And if I'm lucky enough, he just might. I need to get
he's
this
putting
bishop
as
out
much
first.
emphasis
Okay, there we go.
on Joey making mistakes as he is on his ability to make good moves. Well, all right. I mean, he's got some hopes. He's got some dreams.
Here, I think, and this is what a lot of beginners tend to do when they're up, they just play aimlessly, waiting for that next mistake. Right here, we should start thinking about plans. How do I use my pieces effectively? Right? The same plans that we would use if we weren't up a piece. Right? You're up a piece now, great. Now you have extra plans that you can go for. But always make sure that you're using your pieces effectively. And I do like this bishop d4 idea. This bishop to d4 is saying, hey, my bishop's in the center. I'm ready to take at any time. And you always have to consider that possibility. Knight e2, going back. And now here, I want to open stuff up. I have the bishop pair, right? I have the pair of bishops right here. I want to start moving.
Yeah, take on e4, right?
Yeah.
Open up the center.
Exactly. Just take it on. Oh, b5, great. This is what we call in chess an intermezzo. And basically, an intermezzo is where you want to make one move, but you make another move. It's before. It's called like an in-between move, right? Between the move that you want to do, and it's just like an additional move. It just gives you some time in chess.
Right. We call that a tempo, right? Because you're hitting the queen with an attack that needs to be addressed first by the opponent, and then you're going to make the move that you were already planning on making, right? But you've
Exactly.
improved while executing your plan.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Okay, well,
And-
let's maybe listen in on the anime man, and I want to check in with him because we haven't really had a chance to hear too much about what he
opening
thinks
up,
about
eh?
his advantage. So
Should probably start opening up pieces. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the rock here, just so I can kind of aim for this open spot.
yeah, good idea. More control over the
then
center,
I'm
right?
gonna basically force him to start making an attack. And now he's probably thinking that he wants to like go into this diagonal to try and checkmate me here, but I got the queen and the rook here, so I'm safe.
Okay, feeling
He's
safe,
gonna try and go for this diagonal,
feeling confident.
which I don't know why he would.
But he could try to get his knight back, right? I mean, like, he could still try to save his knight, can't he?
Yeah. So this would be my idea if I was Rebel House. Okay. Try to trap the knight. Try to make a fortress. And just try to lock up the pawns so that his extra pieces aren't valuable and can't do anything. But the enemy man found the correct plan.
Yep, now's
To
the
get
time
back.
to escape for sure.
Yeah.
Let's get out of there now before the door closes. And but D had the idea of getting that bishop out of the way and issuing that attack in the first place, right? Because
That was a very good idea.
because a lot of beginners miss what we call those discovered attacks, right? Which is where you move a piece out of the way to reveal an attack that's already sitting and waiting.
Yeah. We normally only look at the piece that moves, right? We say, okay, this bishop moved. So what is he trying to do with the bishop?
Exactly.
Instead of that, say, okay, the bishop moves, but what opens,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
What file, what line, what diagonal?
Yeah, and that's about you're kind of like thinking about space as well as material. A lot of people focus on just material in the beginning, but space is obviously very important because you could lose some serious material if you're not paying attention.
And I told you about Revel's house plan, what I would do if I were Revel House. But what would I do if I were the anime man here? Right? I'm in the lead.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I would try to make it as easy as possible. Ooh, this is a really nice attack on the queen. Please don't blunder the queen. Really, really nice attack. The bishop moves on the diagonal.
Mhm.
Let's see what is going to happen. Is he going to notice it?
Yep. It's defended. You can't take it. You got to move.
Yeah. And here, I think maybe queen e7, queen d7. And don't try to go for any intermezzos because they can just take erasure. Very nice.
Okay.
Ooh, this is a really nice move.
Yeah.
Wow. The quality here.
Yeah.
Basically saying your queen has nowhere to go. And if we trade queens, I'm just going to be up 2 pieces.
I'm already up on material. I'm going to do better than you in the endgame.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Wow.
It's a good
That's a
resource.
high quality move.
Yep.
Really nice. And he has to take because the queen is free. The queen is
Well,
on free.
let's hear some of the internal debate there with D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Best thing I can do, really. All right. So now, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and pressure his bishop here. Should I? Yeah, I'm gonna try and pressure his bishop here.
Okay. But he's only thinking maybe like one ply deep right now. He needs to do more than that, right? Yeah, pressure the bishop, okay, but then what, right?
Right. And so this is actually something I talked about with Joey. Instead of thinking one ply, we need to think 2 or 3 ply deep. And so basically the way you want to think is, I'm going to make a move. What is my opponent going to do? And then what am I going to do in return?
Hmm.
And if you like that line, then you go with it.
Yeah, because it's not just a game about thinking about what my best move is. It's what's their best response to my next move, right?
Exactly. And if you can think 3 ply, just I make a move, you make a move, and then I make another move, your chess will get so much better instantly. Right?
All
So
right.
for some of the people in the chat, if you really want to get your chess better, that's one of the secrets right there.
And look at all this pressure in the center now. This is about to blow wide open.
And I also want to take a note of the clock, the time difference.
Wow. Yep. Anime man. I mean, look at him on camera. He looks confident, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of moving around for D, aka Rebel House. Wow. Yeah, this is gonna get wild real quick. As soon as these pawns come off the board, the center opens up. I mean, pieces are gonna start flying.
Yeah, and I think that just taking the center, if unfortunately like this is pinned, right? So you cannot take here because that would be a blunder because then the rook can take the knight. Right?
Yeah.
And now he's attacking the knight. So where should he move or what should he do here? And honestly, I think there's only one move. How can we protect the knight? Hopefully you guys see it in the chat. I think this is an amazing move. Yes, D3, and he saw it immediately.
Wow.
He's seeing good moves fast.
And that pawn's going to become a big concern not long from now too, right?
Yeah, I don't know how he had access to the hyperbolic time chamber, but he did some training. He did some training.
He did 100 times gravity and found that move.
Oh yeah. Let's see what's going to happen here. I think just trading down is the anime man's best friend. If they trade down all the pieces at the end of the day. Oh, and now this opens up to the diagonal. So now we might have a very interesting combination here. Oh, very nice.
I mean, this is textbook for black. I mean, just go ahead, take everything, trade it all away, and then let's get an attack going. There's so many ways he can go about this now.
Yeah, and there's almost no way to checkmate for Rebel House. So I'm imagining just moving the king somewhere. It doesn't really matter where we move it. Just move the king somewhere.
Right, and notice the color of the bishop that your opponent still has. He's got a dark square bishop. So keeping king on a light square reduces the number of possible checks, right?
But look at how strong this knight is. Right? This knight is in the enemy's territory and it's blocking a lot of the squares for the bishop. So we can even say that this knight is actually dominating this bishop.
Well, let's listen into Anime Man as he may be on the verge of closing this first game out.
Oh, not a checkmate.
Okay, he's trying to think about how to coordinate his pieces. There's a threat right there.
There is a checkmate into, ladies and gentlemen. If he sees it, move the king away.
Good
or
move.
Cover the square. Yep.
He just wants a queen.
Yeah, there he found it. He knows he's got it.
To a queen.
Promote.
Well, we got to take here. Bishops do move backwards, but let's see if the enemy man can find the move.
Again.
He doesn't realize he could take it with the bishop.
It's okay. It's okay. He still has a lot of pieces to go. But let's see if Rebel House can make this comeback. This would be one of the biggest comebacks of this tournament.
Well, we're going to sit on
Come
this
on, D.
and watch Anime Man because, I mean, this could happen at any moment.
Come on, D.
Picks up the queen. And remember, we talked about discovered attacks. You can move that knight absolutely anywhere because it deals a check
It's about to be
from the
checkmate.
queen.
It's about to be checkmate.
And look at the time difference.
Oh, fuck.
Revel is living on increment.
It's got 12 seconds.
And we get the smile of satisfaction.
There's
going
the
there.
discovered check.
Wait, how's that not checkmate?
Only one move, and let's go.
Let's go! Let's go! Oh, that feels so good.
And he does it. Anime Man takes home the first win. Now, this is a 2-game match. So now the colors will reverse, and they'll play another game. And Rebel House is now, unfortunately, in a must-win situation, right? Because it is best of 2. So if they only draw, it's not good enough. You've got to win this first game in order to go to tie breaks. And those tie breaks would be super fast chess, 3 minutes with a 0 increment, no increment whatsoever on the clock. And so here we go. Game 2 underway.
And here's a very interesting setup. This is called the Vienna. And you can do something that we call transpose. So we can transpose into another opening. And what that basically means is go into an opening from a different move order. So now if he plays like knight f3, it's going to be the same thing as if he played knight f3 on move 2, right? So this is called a transposition.
Yeah, different roads to get to the same place, essentially, right?
Yeah. And actually, for all of you chess learners out there, if you can learn tricky move orders, you can become very strong very quickly by tricking your opponent into something that is worse for them. So look into that if you want. That's another key.
And that's part of the deeper mind game as you get further and further in your chess life is the part of knowing what the theory of that opening is, right? And saying, well, if my opponent is just going to repeat those same move orders, then let me switch it up and throw them off guard, right? Well, they weren't supposed to do that first. Well, now what, right? Wow, look at this.
Wow.
This can go any way now.
So yeah, this is a Petrov, and there we go. Yeah, knight catches g5, not blundering the knight. I really like the openings. It's the middle games that everything starts to go like, okay, I don't really know, but the openings are top notch.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, so now what's the move forward for black?
I really think that we should play, like, get our pieces out, right? We want to develop our minor pieces on the king side. We want to castle, so the next move should probably be like bishop d6 or bishop to b4. Oh
no.
Oh no. And why are we saying oh no? It's because of
you can take it 2 ways and he misses it.
He misses it.
He doesn't see he can take it with the queen, he can take it with the knight. That was a free piece.
You gotta be careful about taking it with the queen though, because this knight's here.
True. Yes, you take with the knight first. Then if the other knight takes, then you finish the exchange with the queen.
But here, at least, we have captures.
It's still,
captures.
Yep.
And then queen captures f3, where you're hitting the knight and you're also hitting this pawn.
Oh my gosh. Are they tunnel vigilant? Are they going through some tunnel vision here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's just keep an eye on this. Can we see what D is thinking here?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
What will he try and do? Because he'll most likely try and take my queen. Actually, no, he'll most likely try and take my bishop if I do this. So, you know what? Okay. Smart move. Okay, those are the dark squares.
D getting back on track here, like, okay, that happened. That's the past. Let's develop. Let's castle and get back into this.
That's exactly
like I said.
I
I haven't been practicing as much as I should. Okay. So I can legit just throw this here. And if he wants to up the pressure, he will try and take that, but he doesn't. It'd be smart for you not to do that, my boy.
And the enemy man is always up on time.
The question is, what do I aim for next? Because I still got this knight in play as well, actually.
Well, you know, one of the reasons why we talk so much about opening principles, right, is to reduce the amount of like deep thinking you have to do in those first opening moves. You know, if you stick to principles, you're probably going to be able to develop safely. And so you shouldn't have to be buried too deep in thought in these opening stages, right? And then you burn all this time on your clock. You need that time later in the game.
That's a great point. Honestly, this is still anybody's game, right?
Absolutely.
D has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns, and the enemy man has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so it's a piece for a pawn, but he's gonna have open lines, and the king won't be as exposed, right? Because now the king shouldn't go to the king side.
Yep. There's no
Right?
pawns there to help cage in your king and keep it safe.
So it's a very interesting dynamic. So if you do castle kingside, you must make sure that you are absolutely certain that you're not going to get checkmated very soon. And so here, I like moves like queen e2. I like moves like bishop b3. I like even moves like a castle right away. But I think queen e2 check really puts the pressure on black.
Right.
And so if we play queen e2 here, this is a check to the king, and then they respond with queen e7, then I think because we're up pieces, h3 was played. I'll finish my thought. Because we're up pieces, I want to trade pieces. Always remember that. If you are up pieces.
Okay. What did we just see here?
Let's see. Well, that was just an exchange. That was just an even exchange, a bishop for a knight, but that bishop is usually pretty good in these kind of structures. And what I mean by structure is like pawn structures and how the the queen. Does he see it? Does he see it?
Oh no. Oh no, D.
Does he see it?
D, this may be the whole match right here. If D has to fight this second game with no queen.
Can we listen into the enemy man?
Yes.
Why did he do that?
He's saying, why did he do that? He knows that this is... But he's got his mouse over the rook. No, no, no.
Oh.
Knight can't really go anywhere.
He's not even talking about the queen. Oh my gosh, he misses it. He doesn't see. The queen is right there for the taking.
Is he trying to like go here to like infiltrate this side as well?
Leave it there.
Because if that's the case, then I can just take with the knight. Yeah, he can't move these two places because he's gonna lose his knight.
Okay, D gives a check, but I mean, you're queen. But now the problem with this, of course, is he's got two pieces under attack at the same time.
He is trying to move all my...
Right. It's going to be a big...
He is trying to move all my pawns out of the way. But I've just created a...
And so this is another piece lost. Oh, bishop e7. Very nice.
Wall of pawn.
Now, we're actually seeing the game on the stream on a delay, so...
Get the fuck
there
back,
goes
bitch.
the move. But it seems like Anime Man has not realized that that queen was hanging. I'm kind of hoping for that moment of shock when he realizes, if he does.
He's going to lose his knight no matter what next time. Every piece is covered. Except these two. So he's going to have to move the knights back to these two places. Okay. Sure. Thanks for your bishop, dude.
And now somehow D has wiggled out.
I don't think he
of
saw
this.
that knight, did he? He did not see that knight. Now he's just lost both his bishops.
Oh my gosh, we may go into tie breaks. This is... This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts.
This is nuts. We go from completely winning to unclear now. We're in unclear territory.
And D's on the attack. I mean, like, you know, if he could get another piece involved, like we might see D really put a good plan together.
Oh, actually, castling is a really good move here.
Yep, it's like what you said earlier, right? Get your rooks to talk to each other.
Yep, exactly. Connect your rooks. Really good by D. And if this goes to the tiebreak, who do you think is going to come on top?
It's anybody's game. I mean,
I think
3
so as well,
minutes
yeah.
with no increment. It is going to be nuts. It's going to be just an insane time scramble. Like, oh my gosh. But for now, we have a game in front of us. D's got a game in front of him, and he has to convert this. Let's listen in and see if he realizes that he's got a pretty significant advantage.
It does put me in a kind of predicament, but not that big of a deal. Because right now, it's all about checking this motherfucker. Come on. What are you going to do? The odds are stacked against you. Backed against the wall. Got to give it your all. Okay, so.
No.
Let's see how this plays out.
But you have to ask yourself, what does this give you next?
Will you try?
What's your follow-up?
Okay.
There's tactics here.
So again, I'm just, it's like I'm low-key picking this shit off one by one now.
Now, do you keep the knight or do you take the rook? JT, what do you think? What's the right decision here?
I think either decision is fine, but I would rather see that queen on a better square. And yeah, this is the intermezzo that we were talking about, right? You want to take that rook. You would love to take it, but let's bring all of our pieces into the game first, and then let's do the move that we want to do, right? So now we're seeing a different kind of D. I don't know what happened. He just awakened.
Yes, he's evolving. He's going. He's going Super Saiyan now, man. It's amazing.
Oh man, he's like that Elder Guru guy on Planet Namek, where he's like, Gohan, there's innate ability in you, and he just goes, let me
just unlock something real quick. Yeah, I just have this ability to unlock, amazing things in people. I don't know, just here. Yeah, man, he's the awakening is happening. All of a sudden, everything is coming together.
Is a very sneaky mate threat here, but D also has a forced mate, because the queen has to go here.
Yep, walking right in the path of that knight.
Oh
my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Does he see it?
Causing him to try and move somewhere safe, but is anywhere safe?
He missed it. No. Anime Man missed it. You could take on G7.
Wait, it's still the Anime Man's turn.
What is he gonna try and do now?
And D has no idea that he is about to get mated. Oh my gosh.
It's me.
Please, just give me your queen. By the way this is going, I feel like there's gonna be one slip
one of those moments where you just stay quiet
on his part,
because you don't want to jinx anything.
But I don't want to say that just yet. I don't want to say that just yet, because we still got a good 6 minutes. Well, he has a good 6 minutes on his timer. Luckily, this game, I haven't fucked up. I keep thinking my camera's over there. This game, I haven't fucked up royally. So I say that. I say that. Oh, these niggas are training. Oh, okay.
My gosh, that is it. D. Oh man, what a reaction. And that's it. Anime Man moves forward. He is super pumped. This pumping. He's got the victory music playing. Final Fantasy style. Oh my gosh.
Is that what the young kids do now? Is that called the Vogue?
He's stoked. He's.
Oh, I'm so happy about that.
Oh my gosh. It's over. Anime Man moves on. And we're going to move on to our first commercial break because when we come back, we're going to have both players on an interview. And we're going to get the hot takes on all that just went down. Oh my gosh. And we still have a match to go. I could go home a happy man, but we still have another match after this. We'll be right back. we're back. We're here with the players. Anime Man, Rebel House. That was an exciting match. And JT, I know there's probably a few of the chess points that you want to go through with the players. So it's all you.
Yeah, so you guys did an amazing job at really opening up the game, really understanding the ideas, and you guys almost played at a master level for the first maybe 8 to 10 moves. Like, you were really solid, right? I explained before we went into here that, or we saw you play, that you want to take control of the center, you want to develop your minor pieces, you want to castle, and then you want to connect your rooks. You guys like hit everything, nail on the head. So honestly, good job to both of you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Right. So let's go into this. So here it's E4, E5.
I think we're still seeing. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Make sure that we get your board in here. Just a moment. Pulling up JT's board. There we go.
Okay. And here I was like, oh, this is different. This is different. Knight C3 instead of knight F3. And then we talked about transpositions where you can play different move orders. So, you got a little bit fancy there. Okay. And perfect. D5. If they don't play in the center, you play in the center. D, I love that. That was great. That was beautiful. And then you play in the center yourself. And I was like, okay, now we got a game. You guys are ready to fight. You guys are ready to battle it out. And this is just great chess. Take, and then bishop G4. That was the first mistake, D, that I think really changed the tide of the game. And Joey, what were you thinking here? Because you had a very big missed opportunity. You played F3.
I think what I was thinking was that I think D was trying to bait me to get the queen to take the bishop, but I was trying to bait you hard. Yeah. And so I saw that, but then I saw the knight on F6, so I was like, okay, that's totally not something I should do. I'm basically just giving away my queen at that point. So I figured I needed to protect it somehow, so I just moved F3.
Right. And so here, actually just taking with the knight, and this is actually a really important point for a lot of beginners, is that pieces move backwards. It's really easy to see the moving forward move. Like, yeah, I move forward, I'm doing this, like, oh, all my pieces are doing great. But remember, they move back too, except for pawns, right? They move back. So just think about, like, now this knight can take, and if this knight takes, my queen takes, and I'm up a piece. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I totally didn't see the knight, honestly.
So I think that was a major point where you guys actually played great chess, and there was just that one mistake that kind of just like, whoa, that really happened in that game. And then the final checkmate, oh my. What was going through your head, D?
So a first game or second game?
The second game.
The second game, I legit said is like, okay, if it's either that he'll mess up or I'll mess up, and I hope that he'll mess up, because with Joey throughout most of the game, he was making like mistakes where I was like, okay, I can capitalize on that. But just at the last second, I messed up.
Yeah. Now, are you able to pull up that position, JT?
I was like, oh no, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'm able to pull up that position. And so let's go right to the end. So where you played knight to F4. And then actually here, the Anime Man, you thought about this position for a very long time. And I think I saw you talking like, wait a minute, wait a second. What was going through your head in this situation?
I was like, well, because for the past, I think like 5 or 6 moves, I was kind of just, trying to collect all my pieces to hopefully not lose the rook or the queen. And then I thought, okay, if I do get out of this situation, then what can I even do in this position? And then I was like, hold on, my rook is behind my queen. So if I just move my queen up, then it should be a checkmate, unless I'm horribly wrong. So I just said, fuck it, let's give it a go. And then I gave it a go and it worked.
And it was a great checkmate for those of you who probably missed it because you blinked too quickly. Boom. And yeah, checkmate and 1. This is, the rook is protecting the queen. And this is the mate that I like to coin the in-your-face checkmate, right? You have something protecting the queen, and the queen is right in the king's face saying, what's up? So honestly, great job from both of you. How do you feel now that this game is over?
I feel a lot more confident in my skills now. I thought I was not very good on the grand scale of things, considering I only started playing chess 3 weeks ago for the first time. But yeah, I finally understand the satisfaction of getting a checkmate. That's my lesson from that.
And D, aside from these final moments of the game, I mean, you'll probably maybe play back the game or the broadcast, but like it was impressive. Like oh my gosh. I mean, you came out the gate. You found something in the middle of this game to turn it completely around. I mean, this was like super accurate chess, I think, right, JT?
Oh yeah. I was so surprised. And we'll go ahead and go through the position. And you found a really nice tactic here. And they didn't really see it at bishop e7. And then finally, bishop takes on h4, knight takes, and then queen takes. And now you have won a piece. But not only the piece, you have won something called the initiative. And the initiative is where you're kind of attacking. You're the one in control of all of the play. Here, you were dominating.
Yeah.
And then you played a very classy move. I did not expect this from you. You castled here. Your knight is defended by the queen, but some people are going to be like, oh, my knight's, attacked. That maybe I have to do something. Maybe I have to give another check. Maybe I have to defend it with a pawn. You were classy. You said, hey, I'm just going to castle, bring my other rooks into the game. That was nice.
Yeah, because I saw the fact that like I had time. I had time, so I was like, okay, time to castle, because I always try and castle early game. Something that I learned only today, that I should like castle early game.
Yeah, I loved seeing that move. And guys, before we let you go, Joey, I want to ask you. Now you are going up against who, Anime Man versus Giga.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Are you gonna win this one?
I mean, I'm honestly just happy that the Trash Taste boys, or I mean, hopefully, if Connor makes it through, that at least 2 of the Trash Taste boys are in the top 4.
It'd be so funny if he doesn't.
I mean, I watched how Gant played Jeff yesterday, and I'm very scared. But I mean, I think this match definitely boosted my confidence up a lot more. So it should hopefully be a fun, challenging game. I'd like to win against Gant. But if not, then, at least my boy is going to make it to the finals. So, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I got to say that was some fantastic. We had a great time, right, JT? Just watching. These were wonderful games.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so,
good job, honestly.
Yeah, Rebel House, I'm sorry that the match did not go your way, although you did play some very impressive chess. And
so good.
Joey, good luck to you in the next stage of the competition, and we'll see the both of you guys around soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And there you have it. Next up is Sea-Dog VA versus Super Eye Patch Wolf. I mean, wow. Dude, oh my gosh. Like I said earlier, man, I'm already having an amazing time, and this is just getting better.
I think this tournament's going to keep getting better and better and better. And do not miss any of this. You guys need to be here for this. But you don't want to miss these moments. Look at what happened in the game. Such high quality chess. And they only had 1 lesson. Imagine 2.
Amazing. Well, when we come back, the next match begins. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this. We'll see you in a moment. And we are back with the next set of players. CDog VA is going to face off right now against Super Eye Patch Wolf. I think a lot of people have been waiting for this, right? There's a lot of talk about CDog's experience, and now they want to see if he could put the money where the mouth is.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for an amazing match right now. I would love to root for the underdog, and I am. Super Eye Patch Wolf. Let's do it. I know you can do it, and I just want to see good chess, right? As a commentator, I just want to see good quality chess that have a lot of inspirational moments in them.
Well, we could even do a quick listen in to hear Eye Patch Wolf maybe getting himself psyched up.
Enter
As
a kind
the
of community.
games
I don't
kick
get too
off?
specific, and I'm not really sure about where that's going. But oh shit, we're here. The game has begun. What? Oh god. Okay, okay, what are we gonna do here?
He's just wanting to make sure that he's actually supposed to make his move and get kicked off.
So let's see here. That's a pretty typical opening move. And I think what I want to do is I want to try and castle on my king side. So I'm going to go here. And I'm also going to do this. Okay. Okay, CDog, what you got? What you got, buddy?
I love his little 8-bit cheerleader he's got above him there.
Oh yeah.
He's taking a little time. He's thinking about it. He's not rushing in here, which makes me happy. Okay, so now he wants to do that. He can take my pawn. There's nothing too severe I foresee happening there. I think we are nearly playing the exact same game right now, and I could move my bishop up here because I do want to castle here. Like, that is my tactic. That's what I'm going for right now.
Okay, good. Go for castle.
But
Yep.
I don't. If I mirror him, he probably knows the setups way better than I do. Okay.
All right, so now, I don't know that you... I mean, it's okay, right? They're beginners, but you're spending a lot of time here in these opening moves, right?
Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I see here, and this is actually another key here, guys. Another key is that this bishop doesn't belong here because you're blocking in this bishop.
Yep. That
right?
pawn.
So you want to put it here, here, or here.
Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I mean, this is still okay.
Right.
Everything's still okay so far.
And what I see here is that they're castled, but CDog VA is up a whole minute already in the opening. Move 5, up a whole minute. And I think time is going to play a huge factor in this game. And as we talked about in our lesson, develop, develop, develop. He pinned the knight, right? This bishop to g5, pinning the knight. And basically what a pin is that you're attacking a weaker piece. You're attacking a weak piece that's defending the stronger piece. Because if you move this, I'm going to take the queen.
Yeah, and part of that time advantage is also just a product of practice, right? The more you play, the more you get used to the opening moves and just getting those things out early, and and then settling in after you've completed your development, and so this may just be a product of CDog getting more games in, before the tournament. So let's listen in on CDog and see if he feels like that's the case as well.
Like, I never do this, either here or here with your bishop. Like, preemptively putting it here for the knight. I just think blocking in your bishop is really dumb. At least before you've developed it, right? Like, I don't know. Man, he's really taking that time. Yikes. Oh, okay. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. Why would he do that? I'm guessing he doesn't know why he
And
did
here
that.
we hear a little smack talk.
I have a few options now. Okay. There's a few moves I have here. Could put knight there. Really safe spot. He can't push the pawns. Really strong square for my knight to be on. Threatens this pawn if he ever moves queen at any point. Generally just quite a strong square, I think. I think it would be bad for me not to take that square right now. I mean, he can trade. If he trades, though, he loses queen, so putting a lot of pressure on him. Let's see if he goes for it.
It's actually okay that he's spending this time right now, right?
Oh yeah.
I really want a castle as well at some point. I feel like being able to check me.
He had an extra bank of time, and he used it wisely to understand the position. And knight d5 was probably one of the best moves there. Knight d5 was a very nice move. Like we said, and we keep saying, and I'm gonna drill this into you guys. PP on the PP, guys. PP on the PP. Put pressure on the pinned piece.
Yep.
All right.
He is building pressure on that knight that is pinned against the queen right now.
Yeah, this knight. And now if this knight takes, this queen is mine. If it's free, it's for me. Oh, and now here we can absolutely destroy the pawn structure of black. And what does that mean? Basically, we can open up this king by playing here, takes, and bishop h6, threatening some mates in the future.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing, right? They may not see that because you think, well, when you take from me, I need to take back from you right away. And this is a much more patient move with a plan.
Right. I wonder if Sea-Dog will see this. And even if nothing happens, at least you get this knight to a beautiful f5 square. This is the outpost we were talking about earlier during Rebel House and the Anime Man's game, outpost.
Well, maybe let's listen in and see if he sees that plan or if he's just still sort of looking at potential for some of his other pieces.
I think so. I don't think there's anything he can do here with the bishop, right? What is he trying to do with that? I'm wondering, because he can't really move his queen anywhere. If he moves his queen anywhere, like here, he'll be in really big trouble. Okay, yeah, I think this is the right move. I'm in no danger. Should be fine.
Being
just play
patient.
it surgical, Connor. Just take the dubs. Take it easy. You got this. All right, my stomach is qualmed as well, dude. I feel like I'm good now. I'm predicting he's going to move the knight here. But that's fine if he does that, though, because we just push this pawn up. And then he's got to do a trade for a trade, which is pretty bad for him, I think. Because my pawn will be here. That means you can't put a knight there. You have to put knight there. Yeah, that'd be terrible for him. I don't think he'd do that. Oh, that's interesting.
Some opportunity here.
Really wants to control this open file.
I like his thought process.
Huh.
Yeah, same thing still works.
That is interesting. I think I need to get this knight out of the way.
I'm actually really impressed here because, I think I don't know, maybe we were expecting very aggressive play from Sea-Dog with all the confidence that he seems to have in his ability to make it to the finals, according to social media. But he's playing a very patient game.
And I think that's a very smart idea in this kind of tournament where you know that the opponent might be a slightly weaker player. Say, hey, you make your mistakes. But he's not compromising his own position. He's not saying, hey, I'm gonna make bad moves because I want to win quickly. He's making good moves and just kind of waiting to see what the opponent's gonna do.
Well, I want to know what the opponent's going to do from the opponent. So let's listen in on Super Eye Patch now and see how he feels about this position.
He's taking his sweet time.
This is definitely high stakes for both of them. They're both playing very patiently. Maybe a little hesitant, actually.
That's an interesting move because, again, what's weirding me out is there's nothing directly offensive in his movements. Like, he's not going for it yet. And so I think what I want to start doing is I want to apply a little pressure. So let's see.
But how?
Okay, I'm going to get my queen out. You know what? I was thinking, would I trade a knight for a bishop? And I would, actually. So let's see how this goes.
Yeah, and
What's he gonna
Seadog
do?
foresaw this move. And said he was fine with it.
Yeah, he said, hey, I'm going to play a3, so I played bishop a2, saving my bishop. Wow.
And as we come back to the board, from our perspective, JT, where are the chances here? The engine says Seadog has an advantage. Well, maybe we can see what that could be.
So the idea is still the same idea.
Mm-hmm.
Knight captures, pawn captures, bishop h6.
Right.
Threatening the mate in 2.
Yes.
That idea has been there, and it's not a guaranteed mate in 2 because you do have moves to stop it. You can play king h8 and rook g8, but you have to make sure that you do that ahead of time and not waste one single move. Another move that might come in handy is the idea of knight f5, which is actually why I like the trickiness of what he did. He played knight h4. Now, this doesn't directly attack anything, but when you go to f5, now what did we say?
More pressure on that pin piece.
More pressure on the pinned piece. I like it. So, and then this also is a very sneaky idea because now, after takes here, we introduce this checkmate as well.
Mm. Yeah, and you know what? With the patience that we're already seeing on display from Seadog, this might be one of the things that he's thinking about right now. Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
iPatch Wolf right now needs to make this one move. I think he has 2 moves in the position. Bishop captures d5.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very strong move here. Also, bishop to e7. Oops, that's not e6. That's e6. Bishop to e7. Saying, hey, I'm going to guard everything and you have nothing.
But either way, you're basically trying to address this knight on d5 that's about to unleash.
Yep. And so if he plays a move like c6 here. Oh
no. Oh no. And he knows it. We see his reaction on camera. It settles in, but will Seadog see it? Does he not see it?
Take a bishop first, right? Force the queen. Trade. Force the pawn.
Actually,
take,
that is probably the better.
Oh my gosh.
Move.
Okay.
No, I think that's a good move. That is a pretty good move.
Wow.
Take. I'm gonna pre-move it. Actually, I don't need to pre-move it. There's no need. Okay, this is just pretty comfortable for me. He's in a really dangerous spot, and I get a rook out of this trade if he takes. This is really bad for him. I don't know why he moved his queen there. That was interesting.
What a big brain move.
Wow.
Oh shit, I gotta say unpopular opinions. He's taken one of my pieces. Oh wait, hold up. What?
seems like he's lost the thread here.
Well, we can reignite that threat, and hopefully he finds this one move.
Wait.
He may be regretting not taking because now it seems like he's not finding the right follow-up.
Yeah. And so even here, there are a lot of sneaky ideas here. Queen G3, an idea to checkmate here, right? This has been a very common theme, checkmating on the G file. Also, Bishop G5, not a bad move. Hey, we're up a piece,
Mm-hmm.
right? How bad can that be?
Well, when we get to the end of this game, we're gonna know one way or the other whether Sea-Dog. This will be a great moment to ask him about in our interview after this match concludes. So you definitely want to be around for that. I want to know what was going through his mind here, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I honestly think that he maybe misjudged it. Actually, taking on F6 in that case, and we'll go back later, was really interesting. And so here we have a lot of great moves. Do you want to see a very funny line?
Always.
All right. A very funny line for us to watch is actually to castle here. And I'm kind of borrowing, some brain power from the gods. Right? But if he would have castled and then takes, then if you take, you're actually trapping the queen.
Oh, wow, yeah, because the bishop is covering. And the knight. Wow, everything is covered.
Yeah. So that would have been a really, really
Spicy.
big brain move.
But I'm also thinking about this from iPatch's perspective. He must think he dodged a bullet here, that he still has a queen in this game.
But I think Sea-Dog's position here is really, really strong. But I do want to listen in and see what he's thinking right now and see maybe a confidence boost. I don't know.
Well, I'm wondering if there's a confidence boost here for iPatch, holding onto this queen and feeling like maybe he's got second life in this game.
Yeah, let's check them out.
And I've only taken one of his bishops. Okay, now he's castling. Okay. The fact that he's castling now makes me think he's taking it seriously now. So now he's gonna go. He could take out my bishop, but I will sacrifice a bishop for a rook, no problem.
It sounds like iPatch thinks that Sea-Dog was just clowning him by not taking the queen.
What do I want to do? Could take out that.
That could be
positioning.
That could be a meme later.
Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to do.
No.
Fuck! No, that's bad. That's really bad. Okay, bad anime take number 2. Tales of Earthsea wasn't that bad. It was a perfectly fine movie. Shit. Oh my god. Oh, rookie mistake, and I paid for it. Okay, well, I guess our only option now is we have to take a little revenge. But do I want to take the knight and leave myself open?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Taking another piece.
Oh, it's happening. The noose is closing. Okay, bad take. Number 3, School Days is a work of genius. It's such a good anime and no one thinks it is. Okay.
So if you're wondering why he's giving opinions about anime after every Peace Blender, I think that they have come to an agreement pre-match that when they drop pieces, they have to give an unpopular take about an anime or a manga, and it's a nice little like a side game that they're playing with the tournament, which is fun to see.
And this is almost reminding me of, Hercule playing in the Cell games, and when Hercule tries to fight So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna save the world. And Sea Dog is kind of looking like Sal. Perfect Sal.
I mean, okay, so
but Sea Dog can't make a mistake. It's anybody's game still.
Sure. I
Look
mean,
at the time. Look at the time. They're under 3 minutes now.
Yep, when you're low on the clock, really anything can happen at this level. Let's listen into Sea Dog and see how much of a hold he thinks he's got on this game.
Like, he can't do anything here. I'm in no danger of any threats. Yeah, I'm just gonna take. All right. We're just gonna clean up. We're gonna get our scary little queen involved.
Ooh, there's a nice pattern here.
Now he's got. I could get my rook involved actually as well. Swing that in next turn.
And there's mate in 2.
Yes, sir. Let's see if he finds it. He might be tunnel vision about that bishop being under attack, but if you ignore it, you've got a win.
Let me calculate this. I think I can mate him now.
Okay, he's thinking about checkmate.
I just ignore. Check.
And that patience is on display in full. Sea Dog sees it, and he is going to secure the first game in this matchup.
Surgical win, boys.
Very nice.
Always humble, of course.
Oh.
Of course.
Okay. 15 seconds left.
And
that's mate. Pog. Alright. Nice.
Gives himself a golf clap, and with that first game, we have an opportunity to actually take a look, go back a little bit, and reassess some of these positions. JT, maybe show us one or two of the key moments in this first game.
Yeah. So actually, right from the opening, iPatch Wolf had a chance to actually get an advantage. And if you've studied the Petrov just a little bit, and the Petrov is when you play knight f3, they play knight f6. It's a very solid idea. When you play bishop c4, the Urasov gambit, it's actually not the best gambit, and you can just take the pawn. So that was one key, and a sample line would just be just to take, and maybe you just play here and we go back, and that's it. Right? So the idea here, and then just go back. And if they do take, then we play d5. And now guess what? We're playing the center. Right? So that was the idea. There were a lot of key moments here. Let's go back a bit. And here, before even queen f3, queen f3.
Well, maybe we'll check in with that, because it looks like the next game is actually underway now.
Let's get into it.
Anticipating a break, but it looks like both players are ready. They're actually chatting to each other in the Chess.com chat. Super iPatch offered his congratulations, and Sea Dog said it was a lot of fun. So they're both in the being very sportsmanlike to each other, even if they're even if they have a different opinion about things on their own streams. But here we go, game 2. This is a must-win situation, obviously, for Super iPatch.
Right. iPatch going with the bishop e3. I do not like this move. This is a beginner mistake, not a blunder, but a mistake.
Sure.
Because this bishop isn't doing anything here. Right? This bishop would be on a new diagonal if you put it on a4. This bishop would be attacking something on g5. Why put it here where it doesn't have any feature?
Yeah,
Go ahead, sorry. Okay. And the bishop wants to move. It's crying. It's saying, please develop me. I need help. And he's not listening.
Sea Dog also jumped back in his chair after he saw iPatch play queen d3. Just kind of shocked. Like, why would you play that?
there is a very nice idea here with queen to b5, hitting the king check and also hitting the knight. And there's only one move, playing knight to c6.
Otherwise,
back.
you're just picking up that piece. Let's listen in maybe on Super Eye Patch and see if he senses some blood in the water.
My only option right now is actually to retreat a little bit with my queen. That was a poor move.
Saying retreating is his
retreat with the queen.
Only option, but it's not. It's not Super Eye Patch. There's more you can do.
Super non-biased commentator.
ASMR. Okay, we have to stop doing that. That's too creepy.
So then that can go
Loving the
there.
active
He
play.
can take out this guy. But if he takes out, okay, I think he knows that I'm trying to castle, because if he takes out that guy, I could take him out with my queen, and then he has me in checkmate. And I am not letting that happen.
Yeah, please don't let that happen.
So instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little pressure on him.
Oy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was trying to counter my castle there.
Oy.
Shit. Shit. There's not a whole lot he can do, though. He can take out my rook.
Yes, he can definitely take out your rook and then some. Wow. Super Eye Patch did not see the threat building on that pawn on c2.
It's honestly a very interesting idea. Like, this fork was coming because this bishop on f5, setting up the fork, and the fork is when you attack two pieces, especially with the knight, right? And this is a deadly tactic. Knight takes on a1, and you can kind of see that these light squares are still very weak. So our knight can even leave and get out of there when possible. A really bad move here for white would be to play king c1 here, trying to chase.
Yes.
Because of the double attack or the fork again.
And
this would be a royal fork because the king and the queen are forked.
Knights are tricky pieces, and when they start to come down the board towards you, you have to stop and say, what's the plan for this piece? What's the future for my enemy's knight? So that you can prevent those moves, right? You can block those squares. You take away those opportunities.
Right. And if I were iPatch Wolf here, what I would do is I would try to develop my pieces elsewhere. I'd say, hey, look, I lost these pieces over here. These three pieces still need to be developed. Get them out. Give them a job.
Yeah, again, we talk about those opening principles, right? You don't have to abandon all of those things if the opening doesn't quite go your way. You can still get back to those basics and reestablish yourself in the game. Well, in the meantime, I want to see... Sea-Dog seems like he's really soaking this in. He feels maybe like he's already got it in the bag at this point. Let's find out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess that's not a terrible move. Please tell me he sees this. That was such a big misplay. That was such a huge mistake. I don't know what he was thinking about that. Oh, he was trying to push the knight away. And that ended up playing into me way more. I got a rook and a pawn for free. I hope he spots that I'm pressuring his queen. I really do hope he spots it. I really don't want to take his queen. Because then the game's just 100% over and, like, there's no fun anymore. Like, last game was fun, dude. He made me think. You made my monkey brain have to think, bro. Damn. He brought the monkey brain out of the Stone Age. Watch the commentators be listening in on this part.
We are not listening in on this part.
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
What are you gonna do, John?
Not at all.
What are you gonna do?
And Sea-Dog does have a point.
Please move the queen.
He needs to move his queen.
And don't move it to the white squares.
Okay. Eye patch gets queen safe.
Good. We like that.
He's coaching his
All right, what's our next
opponent to
play?
help him win. I love this.
Bringing the bishop out is always a safe move. We can't really do anything with it though right now. Maybe I should get my queen involved.
Connor is definitely thinking about attacks. He's talking about getting his queen involved and all that stuff. But I mean, he also has undeveloped pieces and the advantage. So he can take a moment, right, to pause, go back to that patient version that we saw in the first game, and just bring more troops onto the battlefield.
And so this is actually a strategy that I was telling Sea-Dog about. You have this. You're very confident that you have this. But what I want you to do is take time in critical positions where you are winning and you notice that you're winning to find a winning plan. So he's doing exactly what we said. It's in the lesson in the video on my YouTube. It's just awesome. Like, he's just following exactly what I was telling him to do. And it's amazing. And he's amazing at it.
Yep, and that's a patient move.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we are seeing the return, right? He saw some tactics in the beginning, took advantage of those opportunities, and now that he knows he has time on the clock and on the board, he just stops, slows down. Let's correct for a second. Let's check our plans. And so far, so good.
And he actually did that in the first game as well. Remember that he had a small time lead, and then he stopped. Right? He noticed that he had a winning position, and he said, where's the win here? That is such an important thing to do as a chess player. This is a big key. If you take one thing from all the things that I've said, take this one thing, okay? That is the biggest key that you can do when you're winning. If you have extra time, spend it on understanding the position and learn how to make it easy for yourself and understand how to make it easy for yourself to actually win the game.
Yeah, and that's hard to do for beginners, right? Because they're just trying to play chess, right? They're just focused on the situation on the board, and they forget that there's a clock, right? And if you have a advantage on the clock, right? That's a tool. That's almost like having an extra piece, right? In a way, you can kind of think of that as another tool that you can utilize to secure your win.
I would say in this kind of 10-5 game, if you are up 3 minutes to 4 minutes, I would say that's equivalent to about a pawn in material.
Maybe they should make pawns that are clocks, right? So instead of the clock on the side of the board, when you're playing over the board, with real pieces, you just tap your pieces, like, so when you touch it and you let go, no one clip that. This is my idea. It's not yours, and it's my fortune. And
I don't think anybody's going to clip it because it's not a good idea. I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
I'll just have to prove you wrong, okay?
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know. Have to prove you wrong. All right, well, let's see if Super Eye Patch can prove everybody wrong here. And you like that segue into listening in
I love the segue.
Super Eye Patch? Yeah, that's pretty good. I didn't finish it up, but you got the idea.
Yep.
When the queen comes into play, I get nervous.
As does everyone.
Okay, I need a plan. Okay, I can't bring my queen out. I have to get my king protected. I need to start making those moves.
I like what he said.
Always
there.
gonna have to move this guy, and right now I feel like this It's maybe a slightly... with this, we could actually take a piece, and he would have no response. Okay, look, we're dealing with scraps here. I need to bleed him a little bit. Like it's all I got.
91, very sneaky, very sneaky.
Oh, what? Why would he do that? That's such a weird move. That's such a strange move because, like, knights are terrible in the corner because you cut off most of their options. So the only place he can go is here and here. That's such a strange move. We're not going to overthink it. Let's just see it as a blessing from God.
There's danger. There's a reason. You have to ask yourself
why would he do that? Because now my queen can go here.
There he goes.
And obviously, Connor knows exactly why he's putting his knight in that corner. I mean, Super was asking the right questions. Why did he do that? But then follow up and actually try to answer it, right?
Yeah, so there was a really, really nice idea of checkmate, actually. So if they just did a nothing move, let's say like move the rook or something, they would have an idea of checkmate. But here, we have a very, very strong idea as well. And I hope that Sea-Dog does find it here, is just bringing your pieces in and the queen capturing on b2. You have all of your pieces in. If they take, we take, attacking the queen and putting us just in a better position. And that's all we need right now. And we're probably going to get this bishop out, and then our rooks are probably going to come in. Sea-Dog has just lost only one pawn so far.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that that move, queen takes b2, is about to happen. Sea-Dog maybe double checking, and so let's listen in.
Yep.
I'm gonna do it.
There it is. He's committed.
Aggression will win me this game.
Calculating.
I can still force a mate. I can move knight down to here and go there, and that's checkmate.
Not quite, but...
I don't know if he'll spot that, though.
It's close.
Close.
But unfortunately in chess, close is not good enough. Ooh, there is a beautiful move
for free
here.
now. So it's pretty ideal for me.
There absolutely is a gorgeous, gorgeous move.
I think he just gave me his knight for free, right? I can trade if he takes.
Ooh, even better, Sea-Dog.
Unless
Even
he
better.
takes back.
Remember, when you find a good move, look for a better one.
That, though. Could force a check as well. I could take, trade queens, check. Oh, that'll make the game longer, though. I don't know if I want to do that.
And this move is almost like... It's basically identical to a move that he found earlier in the game.
Yeah, I'm a force check here, I think. And then I can take.
Let's see if he... Maybe he's birds out.
That's the right move. God, I hate being in these positions. It's so precarious. The only thing he can defend with is the queen. Okay.
I like the calm approach. Of course, there was a
He's
strong
gonna have to
move,
back it
but
up.
I like the calm approach by Connor.
Okay.
Sure, yeah, there's many, many roads here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was free as well, but I think this is a better move. If he blocks with queen, I get the queen for free.
Yeah, keep thinking on your opponent's move as well.
This is pretty much over, I think. He's in a really awful position, and I can swing my bishop into this fight at any moment.
I like that he's thinking about his bishop, right? It's hanging back. Let's use it.
Mm-hmm. And Sea-Dog...
What's he going to do?
Yeah. And Sea-Dog is asking all of the right questions. Sea-Dog is asking all of the right questions. Honestly, what is my opponent going to do What should I do? What are his checks? And also, he's doing it on his opponent's time.
Yes.
Right? So not only does he have 10 minutes for himself, but he's using the 10 minutes that his opponent has to think on his time. And we can see that that's why CDawgVA is up on time. It looks like, okay, he's just a big brain, but he's actually using his opponent's time. And he's using it effectively. That's what strong players do. We think on our opponent's time.
Yeah,
we just don't sit there.
Yeah, and to iPatch's credit, on his time, he is following some of the right ideas. He's finding good moves. It's just taking a little too long to get there.
Mm-hmm. And that move was basically forced. When you have an idea like that, yes, it's good to double check, but you shouldn't take that long on a move. And so I would love to see what iPatch is thinking now, because he only has 40 seconds.
Yeah, let's tune in.
Yeah, I gotta make quick moves. I gotta make some quick, decisive moves here.
30 seconds.
Run, King, run! Why would he do that? Oh, shit.
Just trying to find safe ground.
Huh. He's totally trying to draw me out again. He's such a sneaky fucker. I could take the knight, but then I lose my rook. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Shit. Oh, it's the only move I have. No. No. That's it. We're going down. Let's move this to here. No, let's not. Let's move this to here. At this point, I'm just scoring points. Like I have 11 seconds left. I'm dead. Like I'm finished.
And it seems like it's really washing over iPatch right now, but is it washing over CDawg that he has made his way into the next round? Let's take a look.
Oh wait. Yeah, I should just castle. I don't want to be in. I don't want to get cheesed. I'm just gonna do it.
Interesting. Nothing wrong with that, right?
Nothing wrong at all. We're just up 3 pieces.
Okay.
I would take that in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
This is a move you don't even have to think about.
Sure. I'm just going to do this. I have so much time. I don't need to worry.
You ever click those pieces when you're not really sure where you want to put it yet?
Sometimes, but not all the time.
What?
You know, sometimes it like I'll make a move, and then as I'm making the move, I'm like, oh wait, actually, that's a bad move.
Okay. If he takes those pawns, it's not a problem. I need to get my rook here.
CDawg taking his time. Very nice.
Yeah, he knows no matter what he does, iPatch is going to feel the pressure of that clock the second he makes his move.
Make him sweat. What is he doing?
Wow.
Okay, he's just throwing the game.
Wow.
Pretty sure iPatch knows this is over.
Oh.
And CDawg already sees patterns emerging.
John. Let me end. Push the pawn. Push it.
Mate in 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take all his pieces.
So he really is the villain. He's the antagonist.
The villain emerges.
Okay. What is he doing? What?
There might be a danger here, though. You take all of his material, you could stalemate.
I want to checkmate with a pawn.
But stalemate is good for Sea-Dog because that's still open.
That's true. It's a 2-game mini match. Even the stalemate still seals the deal for Sea-Dog with that half a point. But it would be fun to see, wouldn't it?
What a fucking... He has to go there. God damn it, bro.
All right, here it is. And that's it.
You won by checkmate. Woo. Wow, that was fun. That was fun. Can I turn chat back on now?
And that's it. Sea-Dog holds his enthusiasm because he knows he's got a long road ahead of him. This is just one of many matches that he is going to have to face before getting to the finals. Well, let's... there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about, right? So let's just get the players in here. We will be right back with the interview with Sea-Dog and Super Eye Patch after these messages from You Choose a Sponsor. And we're back with the boys, Sea-Dog and Super Eye Patch. That was great. And before we get into the chess, I want to ask real quick, what was that going on where you guys were talking about? You lose a piece and then you say something. What was that?
You want to go ahead and explain, John?
Each time we lost a piece, we had to give a bad opinion on anime. So everyone has secret bad opinions on anime, and as a self-respecting anime fan, you try so hard to hide those opinions. And so my stipulation for the game was that each time we lost a piece, we had to reveal a shameful secret.
Yeah. I need to do more, but I did some.
Okay. Well, I bet you people are going to be checking the footage after this. But JT, let's talk a little bit about the games.
So again, it was really, really good chess. I liked it. That first game is the one I'm going to go over first. Honestly, you guys were both playing well. Although I think, Sea-Dog, you missed a few opportunities and you played a bit too quickly. And so if you see here on move 3, now this isn't a bad opening, but you have to know what you're doing in the Urosov Gambit, right? And so you're here, they can actually play knight captures on e4.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right. And the follow-up is usually knight c3, but let's say you take this way, then after d5, black is just better.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And because they're playing in the center, they have their piece in the center, natural development, bishop d6 might come, queen e7, and then castles, and they're good to go. Yeah. So just make sure that, you know the line, right?
Okay.
And this is probably from your pro days, right? You're like, I just play this and do it. But honestly, after that, instead of that line, after this move, he played bishop to d6. And so I patched well. So this is not a bad move, but you have to say, okay, if I'm putting my bishop on d6, then this bishop needs to go here. Right? Because you're blocking that pawn.
Yeah.
Okay. And so let's just keep going. And I just want to talk about a missed opportunity. Now, you spent a lot of time on this move, knight to d5. And you said, if I don't do this move right now, it's probably going to be worse for me. And you did it. It was great. And then he played bishop to b7, and then you got your ideal position. And so here you miss a very, very nice opportunity to inflict damage onto the structure and potentially checkmate your opponent very easily. Right? And so an idea here after bishop b7 is knight captures on f6. It's a check.
Yeah.
Right? They're not going to take with the queen.
Yeah, they're going to take with the pawn is what I assumed.
Bishop h6.
Oh, yeah.
The rook is probably going to move, right?
Yeah, and I get to bring my queen in for free.
Yeah, and then knight h4, which is the idea that you showed earlier, and then we're threatening mate here.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
And also,
I really wanted to mess up his structure. I thought about that, but then I was like, I think I need to. I don't know.
And even if you don't have mate, you get this beautiful square for your knight.
Yeah, true.
So I think that was a really big missed opportunity. Although you did win, I feel like, even if we won, we should keep looking and keep getting better.
No, it's true. It's true.
And so let's just keep going with the game, because there was another missed opportunity after the bishop to b7. I actually like your a3 move, surprisingly. Saying, hey, he's going to play knight to a5, so I want to play bishop a2 in that case, right?
Yeah.
By the way, every single move here, you had knight takes f6.
Knight takes f6.
Yeah, always. That same move. Yeah, that same move. So even here.
Yeah.
Even here. Knight takes f6 might be stronger than even taking the queen.
Yeah.
Because the idea is, if knight takes f6, takes here, bishop takes queen here, now we have queen here mate, because the queen has to defend.
True.
Right.
And now, iPatch, to your credit, we actually, and you weren't able to see this obviously because you're focusing on your gameplay, but the chat here on the chess channel was very complimentary of how strongly you were playing in both of these games.
Really? That's
I
really
think,
nice. Wow.
JT, you can point out a few of those moments.
First game, definitely. You gave me a lot of trouble.
Yeah. So in the first game, aside from this bishop d6, you were playing extremely reasonable moves. right? Castles. You castled, move 4. Good. Knight c6. You developed a minor piece, right? That's a bishop or a knight. b6, right? And so you were doing everything, but you weren't focusing on your opponent's plans, but you were playing awesome chess, because from this standpoint, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces developed, right? The only thing that kind of hindered you was your bishop being here and maybe not here, or maybe not noticing your opponent's plans. And so when they did play knight d5, I think the right move might have been bishop e7. And just remember that your pieces can go backwards to defend threats.
Okay, yeah.
Right? I think if you would have found this move, you would have been in the game much longer. And actually, this position is equal.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So really try to understand your opponent's threats, because you play great chess. Just analyze what your opponent can do as well.
Okay, yeah. No, that's good advice.
Yeah, and it's obvious with that move b6 that you did see that you had this weakness now with the pawn being stuck on d7, not allowing access for that bishop. So you had to come up with another plan, right?
Yeah, like there was a moment there where I was like, I really want to develop these pieces more, but then like that bishop felt so locked down, and it was frustrating, you know.
Yeah, I think I said on my stream, I was like, when you move that bishop there, I was like, oh, that's great for me. He just like trapped in his pawn, so he can't develop the bishop properly.
Can I point out one more thing?
Sure, yeah, by all means.
So, and this is actually to C-Dog. There was a really, really tricky move that you played here. You played a knight to a1. I love this sneakiness.
Yeah.
I love the sneakiness. So for those who did not see what C-Dog was about, so let's say they played a nothing move.
You knew what I was trying to do. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So this is, I actually said on the broadcast that this is a very sneaky move, and this is why. The idea is to play queen b3 check, and the king has to move either to c1, right? Either to c1 or to d2, and then checkmate, because the knight holds the queen. Let's go back, and what happens if they go to d2? Then queen c2 again, and the knight holds the queen, and it's checkmate. They have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So knight a1 was extremely tricky. And John, you actually thought here for a while after he played knight a1, he said that's very sneaky, and you played the right move. So good job understanding the threat. And you said, okay, there's a threat here, and then you understood that there's a threat, and it was a great show and awesome chess from both of you guys.
Well, C-Dog, you move on, and you are going to face yesterday's winner, Rustage. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
I mean, same thing again, basically. Should be another dub. You know, what can I say? I mean, I've seen him play chess. I mean, what can I say? I don't know.
Well,
I'm
just
just fucking with you guys.
That you are lucky there are no cons right now.
Okay. No, I mean, I've seen Rustage. Rustage plays pretty well, but I think if I don't make any dumb mistakes and I capitalize, I think I can get the W.
I mean, well, JT, I mean, you and I were here. We saw Rustage pull off some really impressive stuff, so he might pose a significant challenge.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, you gotta watch your back. I mean,
all right,
in chess, one mistake, it's over.
Yeah, true.
So
well,
see, like you have to beat him so I can claim that technically, in a way, I came second.
No, I will. Yeah, you can be like, I lost. You know,
I lost to the champion.
I'll win for you, John.
And Super Eye Patch, I want to ask you, what was the process like for you? Getting your coaching and practicing for this tournament. What was that like for you, and what was it like for your audience?
There was a lot of fear initially when I saw I was up against C-Dog, because I remember me and C-Dog were out for dinner maybe like a year or two ago, and you just casually dropped into the conversation that you're like a chess master, and that's not a piece of information that I ever thought would come back and destroy me. And so, but I wanted to kind of like, I'd known how to play chess, and I know what all the individual pieces do for a long time, but I never really had much knowledge of how to combine those pieces or even just basic chess strategies. And so like getting to like, especially the
the stream yesterday with James, getting to like learn that stuff was really fascinating, and like it's been a lot of fun just playing on Chess.com. Like, and it's been cool that like after that class, after the master class yesterday, I noticed that like it was taking much longer for people to beat me, and my rank started climbing up as well. So it's just, honestly, it's just been super satisfying and enjoyable. And yeah, thanks for having me.
That is so great to hear. Well, again, sorry it didn't go your way, but we were super honored to have you. And Sea-Dog, we are going to see you again tomorrow for the semifinals.
Sure. Sweet.
Thank you so much, guys. We'll let you go.
Okay. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks,
see you soon.
for
Bye-bye.
having me. All right.
And there you have it. We have our semifinalists. JT. The Trash Taste guys said they wanted to see all three of them, and they all did the work.
Yeah, they pulled it off. They said Trash Taste top 3. That's the TTT3.
And
right?
and now, I mean, okay. So now that we look at this, does that make Rustage the underdog?
Oh yeah, because you know that they're going to go all out studying so that they can get to the finals, right? So, oh man, this is going to be such a great semifinal. I can't wait. I honestly can't wait.
I am also like so ready for this. This is gonna be intense, man. This is gonna be so much fun too. Thank you so much to everybody who is here. And again, like I said before, I hope all of you, every single one of you, come back tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Pacific. We will have the semifinals of Tournament Arc. On behalf of everybody here at Chess.com, and thank you to the staff. Thank you, JT, of course, for joining me as my co-commentator. And we will see all of you tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.